Mm, mm, mm. All right. Twitch is live. YouTube's live. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on for today because I'm majorly sleepy. I've just been sleeping. Hi, Joy on Twitch. Let's see how the YouTubers are doing. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, YouTube's up. Mhm. Yes, these are the soft pajamas I was talking about. They lived up to the hype. They're long enough as I suspected, and they're my husband just saw me. He's like, "You're really going live in pajamas?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like a giant child, and I said, "You love me." I'm not going anywhere. It's so cozy. Do you know me? I don't know. Does he? At this point, I don't know. It's a good question. It really is comfy. But listen, I'll tell you, you are an OG Sanrio fan if you know my favorite Sanrio character. If you remember the name, I'm very offended that they're coming out with like so many Sanrio characters, and they got rid of my favorite long time ago. Picky Bicky. If you know who Picky Bicky is, then I like we are we are one. Because you can barely even find like any reference to Picky Bicky on the internet. It was a little mouse with a little bow on its tail. It was so cute. When did they retire Picky Bicky? Because when I was younger, like everyone was either a Hello Kitty or Keroppi fan or a Batsimaru. And I was always like, I didn't ever want to like do what everyone else was doing. That was like always my vibe. So Picky Bicky was my favorite. In the show, I'll drop a pic in the Discord. And I just don't know why they got rid of. Like, why can't they bring Picky Picky back? Shout out to everyone that's loving my new FYP. FYP. PFP. Same thing. Shout out to everybody that's loving my new profile photo. Yeah, finally changed it, which meant I finally had to sit down and take some new photos and let go of what I used to look like when I was a baddie. Y'all don't even know. I was a baddie. I'm not even gonna be like humble about it. A baddie. And now this is what my husband has. No, Well, listen, if you guys still see me as a baddie, then you wouldn't be able to handle Alina 5 years ago outside, being an absolute menace. Let me tell you, for those of you guys that are in your early 20s and you think like this is the best it gets, no. When I tell you the most baddie I ever was in my late 20s. You go through like a second puberty, and you also like know what you like. You don't give a f about anything. You have a little bit of adult money. Huh. Let me tell you, what a time to be alive. And I'm talking like um a little bit after like peak American Apparel times. It was like everything was a literally my entire wardrobe was stretch cotton. Everything was stretch cotton. Not bodycon. Everything was bodycon. I was but listen, bagged me a husband, and now I'm retired most of the time. I was so tempted to like ask my husband if we'd go to Reagan night last night, and I was like, actually, no, it's a holiday weekend.
Retired is wild.
I am retired because none of those clothes look like good on me anymore.
A, I beg to differ, but B, deputy retirement.
Yeah. Literally nothing. Like I've been holding on to so many clothes in my closet, nothing fits me. That's
Yeah.
okay. Remember when I got really into, I don't know if you remember this part because you might, because you were around back then. And when I say back then, I mean like 5 months ago. Remember when I was going to the animal sanctuary for the yoga classes and I was like paying myself to go to yoga,
Yes.
and then the animal sanctuary shut down. So I still have that money saved up that I was paying myself to go to yoga. And the plan was I was going to save up, like I was going to pay myself to go to yoga. And then at one point, I was going to use that money to buy clothes that fit me and that I liked and that looked good. And then the animal sanctuary shut down. And then I never, that was it. That was the end of it.
I mean, it was like buying clothes that fit, that feel comfy, and all the rest.
I remember I was doing the steps. I was getting my steps in. And then I said, look,
Yeah.
if I get a walking pad, I can get even more steps in.
I remember that too.
The walking pad is there. The issue, okay, here's the thing with the walking pad is Mao has gotten curious about it, and I'm concerned he's gonna hurt himself. So then I have to put him
But
away, and he doesn't like that. He likes to be near me.
oh, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. And it's a lot easier when it's already like set out for you. Wow. There are a lot of very hysterical men in the comments.
Do I have a garage or a
You would
basement?
think.
I do have a garage, but that's where Mr. Skittles lives. That's her garage suite.
What is it like to have an actual basement?
Honestly,
Oh, wait, those are
creepy,
recommended.
creepy.
Honestly, creepy.
My mom and stepdad have one in the house up north, and like it was like meant for, I don't know, people that were max like 5 foot. It's very low,
Oh my.
and it's scary down there. Skittles is actually my first cat, Mr. Skittles,
Our basement's just built
which
to
is
be
a girl.
haunted.
What we thought her she was a boy, so my husband was like, "Oh, I don't know why, Mr. Skittles," and so we just kept it, Mr. Skittles. But we call her Skittles, Chi Chi, Chi Chi Puss, Chi Chi Baby. Chichi F. Rodriguez.
What?
Yes, thank you everyone that's complimenting. They are as soft as I knew that they would be. I got them from Burlington like just the other day. I've been doing a lot of retail therapy,
Yeah.
um, a lot of coping with retail, which is not great because I'm well overdue for decluttering, but it hasn't worked yet. It hasn't worked yet, but it's cozy. It feels nice. They're like light enough that it's not sweating my focus off.
That is lovely. I'll take that.
Hmm.
I've been systematically reorganizing and like picking out things to sell or donate because that or a life late is moving back in with me.
Hmm.
So it's like just an excuse to reorganize everything. And last night, she brought in like all of her kitchen stuff, and she saw the crazy gleam in my eyes. And so she quickly exited the kitchen and just went to hang out in the living room. I went, I'm having so much fun. She's like, I know. Because I was redoing the cabinets and the Tupperware in the pantry.
Hopefully you don't do what I do, which is pull everything out and
Oh no,
start
that's
it.
literally what I do. I make
Start
the
it and
biggest mess
then
possible.
don't finish it. Yeah. There was
Oh
one
no, I
So
time
you
cannot
that I
start
sound
was
my kitchen
rearranging my
before
room
bed.
at my mom's house, like back when I still lived there, and I was moving around furniture and like, of course, doing it by myself. And I got trapped behind my like bed. Like I had moved it in a way that like there was no more moving it. And
so you sound like my sister because she does that annoying shit where she pulls
I've done
literally
that before.
everything out. No, it is annoying because I'm the one that has to go through and organize it because she pulls it out and gets overwhelmed and stressed out, and then I'm sitting there organizing shit. I don't know where half the shit goes. And then when I go to throw something away, no, don't throw it away. That's not what you throw away. Well, I didn't pull it out, and it looks like junk to me
but how do you organize if you don't pull it all out?
because I keep my shit
See
organized,
it
so I
all.
wouldn't have to pull it all out.
Well, some of us
No, I
have
have to see it all
ADHD.
to see how it's gonna fit together.
I have ADHD. I don't know. I also have OCD, so that's probably what. Oh, it probably overwrites my ADHD. I don't know.
I had a friend that had really bad OCD, and like when I would describe to her how I like functioned in my life, she was like, "You sound like you have OCD as well." And I'm like, and I told my doctor, and he's like, "I don't want to really give you another diagnosis." And I was like, "I don't think
Hmm.
that that's how that works." But okay.
Well, you probably do have OCD, but I don't like for me personally, how mine works is that yeah, I have really bad ADHD, and I will start multi-million dollars like multi-million tasks and not complete them, but then my OCD kicks in and it literally like I cannot rest until I fix it. So I don't know. If it's
See,
not
mine
my
is
ADHD kicking my ass, it's my OCD.
like I have to do things in a certain order, and if I don't do it in a certain order, I won't do it. That's like, or I can't do it. And
Mine's like
things will just pile up and like get worse and worse and worse because like if I can't do it in that certain order, it's a problem.
I
Like
think.
um I can't just clean my dog crates if the dogs aren't bathed. And I can't bathe the dogs
This is what I
unless
do
like
too.
their towels are clean. And I can't clean the dog towels until our laundry is clean because I clean our laundry. And then I clean the dogs and the kitten stuff and all that. And then I do a laundry tablet to like disinfect the machine. So
Hmm.
it's like everything has to be in like an order. And then obviously I can't bathe the dogs if it's too hot outside because I don't want them to get too hot or if it's too cold outside. And then if
Hmm.
I can't bathe them in the tub if the cleaning lady's not coming the next day because I don't want my tub to be yucky. Like
Yeah,
I have
you
issues.
so um
Yeah.
you, no offense, but you would probably you sound like my sister, and you and my sister both get on my nerves because it's like this. You have this weird system where you have to do. everything in a certain order. And it's like, um, I can't
That
look at this
way,
shit anymore because I walked into her apartment and everything was just a mess and discombobulated. Bitch, I can't look at this shit anymore.
it's
That's
economical
where my
movement.
overdrive kicks in. I can't look at it. Like it
But
bothers.
when I hit that point, then I just put everything in a bin.
Hmm.
And that's when I'm gonna
Put it
dump
away.
that bin out, just like I did on her. Yeah, I don't like that. I can't stand that. She she got so mad at me when I dumped that bin out on her bed. And I said, "Organize your shit.
W
This is
bin.
not how this is working." She hates me. She goes, "You're just like mom," and I am. When it comes to cleaning, I am.
It sounds like her cat is an inside job. Then
Oh, sounds like her cat's gonna get its ass beat if it scratches me one more goddamn time. And yeah, I popped her for her cat. I can't really pop the cat, but I could pop her. And she had me cleaning her house. Girl,
see, I need someone like you around to help get things in order.
you would get sick of me because you would get sick of me because I ask my sister, I'm mean when shit's disorganized and discombobulated. I get mean. I can't stand it.
But I feel like that I need that. When it comes to exercising, like I don't do well when a trainer's just like, okay, well, you know, we can do this maybe or whatever. Because I will fight, not fight, but I'll like try to convince you to do less. So like if they say do 15, I'll say, what about 10? And I need a
Yeah,
trainer that's gonna yell at
that's
me
not
and say
working with me.
no, like
Here's
yell at me.
here's how I'm gonna do you. If I
I
ever
always see how
if
much I
we
can get away with.
here here's how I do it, my sister. I'm pretending like you're my sister. Alina, get your ass up and help me clean this living room. You see this living room is disgusting, and you sitting there on the couch with your lazy ass. Get up. Don't make me say it again.
Nope, that would not work on me.
Holy, what box? I did get a bag of dry cat food with no box, no like Amazon's not even like they're not even telling
But
me anymore. They don't
but
give me the little
Parker's
thing.
that's my PG TikTok friendly way of saying it. Like I said, I
Thank
am
you,
a
Coley.
I am a cunt when things are not like. Ask my sister.
I
I
know.
hear your
I'm
sister's side.
obstinate. I'm so
I
much
don't give a
worse.
damn what
Because
side
I was like,
you
if someone
probably would
tries to
take
get
her
in my
side.
face and control my actions, it doesn't end well for them.
No, I don't do that because, like I said, I don't get in her face. But I'm like, I'm not a nice person when you're making me come 40 minutes. You live 40 minutes away from me. Come into your house to help you clean. Get your lazy ass up and help me clean. Like it's not an option because I didn't make the mess. You did.
That might be a little too tough for me. I need like somewhere in the middle. Because I mean, there was one time where I was like too overwhelmed, like not too overwhelmed, just because like when people talk about wanting like a big, oh, I want this like big house and all that stuff. Like I don't even live in a big house, but I live in a house that's too big for two people and animals. Like so before I got a cleaning lady, like I would be cleaning throughout the house, and by the time I was done, I already had to start over. Like it was just I just never felt like anything was ever done. So
Well, eh, my area right now where I'm living at, where I just moved out of my parents' house and I'm living in a studio apartment right now as a temporary, like literally a month. That's how long I'm staying here, and then I'm leaving to move into my condo. I got a condo. I got a 2-year lease on a condo, but I can't move into it until June. So that's why I'm staying in a studio apartment. But anyways, yeah, that studio apartment is 40 minutes away from both my sister and my parents. And she had me come all the way to her apartment. Her apartment's not even that big. It's a one-bedroom apartment, and she can't keep it clean.
mm,
Granted, she is in the military. Granted, she's never there. And when she is there, she wants to sleep, but like I can't live my life. I don't know. I guess I'm just the judgy older sister.
Oh, you're the older sister.
Yes,
That
I'm the
tracks.
oldest.
Mm. But anyhow,
And before
yeah.
y'all start, my apartment is nice. It's just a studio apartment because I don't need. It's just me. I don't need extra.
Steph, I
I don't
would
think
show
it-
you the Yorkie Schnauzer mix, but here's what's going on with the Yorkie Schnauzer mix. He likes to get in the bushes of things, and then he like gets like these little like there's this tree that has these little like black little spike things, and he gets them stuck in his hair. And I used to cut his hair because I started cutting his hair in the pandemic to like save money or whatever. So I like shave him down like all over, and I leave his ears a little long and his face a little long. And I've been the one doing it when like he's grown to like not like me anymore. He's like that crotchety old dog, and he only likes my husband now. So like every once in a while he'll bite me. I deal with that. So I have retired as the hairstylist for the dog. So I keep telling my husband, like, you gotta cut the dog's hair, you gotta cut the dog's hair. He hasn't cut the dog's hair. Tell me how he ended up with like two locks on the top of his head.
a dog hair.
And so my husband had to cut them off. So he looks like Elmer Fudd. He has a little short patch on the top of his head.
Um, that sounds like too much work grooming your own. I send mine to a groomer. I don't know why y'all, but I'm not fighting
Well,
with my dog.
here's the thing. Like that's all like it's because he's like, oh, just let's just pay to get him groomed. Okay, who is making that appointment? Who is making sure they have the vaccines on file? Who is making sure that he gets the appointment gets picked up? So it's still on me. So like that's why I just ended up just doing it on my own, like because I could do it at 12 o'clock at night. But
Nice. Like I said,
I'm telling
and
them
then
about Goose's haircut that you gave him.
that her dog fought with her for the haircut. Like I said, I tried self grooming my dog one time. She fought with me, and I'm like, never again will I do this. You're going to a groomer. Mhm. Never again. Well, should I open my roster back up? And I'm
Um,
asking that, and I'm asking that. Like I don't. I know it sounds wrong, but I don't like. I know it sounds wrong, and me and my partner have discussed this. Like we've discussed this extensively. But I don't think I'm meant to be in a monogamous relationship. I just don't.
if you and your partner have discussed it extensively and you also keep up that level of communication with any potential members of your roster, then yeah, you do you, boo.
There's this fine man, but in the city that I'm moving to in June. Like I mean, gorgeous, Greek god, gorgeous. Um, he is the epitome of 6'5" finance blue, gorgeous. And he's been texting me, but I haven't been responding because hello, I'm in a relationship. Hello, I'm not gonna do that yet, unless my partner's okay with it. I'll have Ross.
I'm gonna smack Michelle.
I ran through. No, not. I
Cactus.
wouldn't say that because I don't let people run through me. That's crazy. Um, I do have a lot of selection. If you want to say that, I do have a selection. But it never gave ran through because I don't let a nigga run through me. What? It never gave that.
All right. Oh, we just left to go fishing. Surprise, surprise. So now it's just us, y'all. Now I
Oh,
guess.
Mike Roman don't like pretend women like you. Mm, First of all, I don't even confirm shit. You don't know me. So that's number one. Number two, you'd be surprised how many trans women and cis heterosexual men have relations with each other openly. They 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 like the dolls. I'm gonna tell you that. They like the
Mm,
dolls. They do.
okay. Me boy definitely doesn't want a haircut. All right. But I've been doing some organizing, y'all. I organized my link tree again. I did I went to my Amazon storefront, which is like listed as Amazon recommendations. That's where like you guys can get stuff that I recommend and I get a little commission. So it's a if you're planning on buying some of these things, it's a win-win. It's a way that you can doesn't cost you anything extra to use link and it helps us out. So if you can't help monetarily, like sending through pay links, you can purchase something that you're already going to buy through there. So some of the lists I added a fostering kittens list. So if you're interested in fostering kittens or you need foster kitten supplies or you want to get into it, I have a list of like all the things that I actually use for foster kittens. I added that, and I also added a live streaming list, which is like all the equipment that I use actively in live streaming. So the mic that I use, the stands I use, the cords, everything. And then I did one that's like desk setup and organization. Those are all things that I actually have to like for my desk setup, like my monitor stands, all that stuff, and organization. And I added some things to my accessories category. So
Goodbye. Save up. Goodbye. And Mike, again, I'm gonna keep telling you shrimp pecker men until y'all get it to your thick ass skulls. I'm not going back and forth with you. Your G spot is literally in your butt. Go find it. I'm not going back and forth with you. I refuse. Find it and leave me alone.
not
I'm
on a
not the
Oh
one.
holiday.
my god. I
I'm not
thought
the
the
one, two,
mic
or the
that you
three.
were talking about was our mic because he was opping in another live this morning. And so I was like, oh, he's just back here fucking around. I'm like, oh no, that's a real person who like is just a shit ass. That's fun. I love it
Half
when
of
men
you
think
men,
that we care about what they have to say.
half of you men don't wash
So
your
cute.
asses. Half of you men can't make a doctor's appointment without a woman or your mommy's help. Half of you men can't stay out of prison. Half of you men don't even
And
know what consent
honestly,
is. Half of you men
that's
have
what I was
widow's
gonna say,
peaks.
TD. When you were like
Half of
opening
you
up your
men,
roster
hold on,
mentally, I was like,
I'm gonna roll.
don't
Half
open
of
it
you
up
men had,
again.
half of you men have widow's peaks. Half of you men have shrimp peckers. Half of you men have daddy issues. Half of you men are broke. Half of you men are dusty. Half of you men are crappy ass bitches. Half of you men are annoying. Half of you men are insecure. Half of you men don't know what 2 plus 2 is. Half of you men don't even have a savings account. Why am I going back and forth with you? I would never lower myself. Half of you don't even have a college degree, let alone a high school diploma. I am not going back and forth with you. Stay in the close.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
No,
no. We sure
not
can't.
the kid cartoons in the background.
Utis the fetus in every single way, shape, and form. Uh, Truth. What is your age, just for clarification?
I'm 40.
Oh, thank God. Okay, what part of the background do you disagree with?
I was just listening to TD, and that person's got some trauma issues. Who touched you, TD? You got some
Oh,
serious
Heavy
You
trauma
can't.
I'm
No,
sorry, I
issues.
no,
didn't
no, no,
hear.
no,
That's
no,
not
no,
up
no,
for
no, no, no,
debate.
Why
no,
is he
no,
so
no.
Step
muffled?
Let No. Let me have him. Baby, you
No,
cannot compete where you don't
you can
compare.
try, but you're
Nobody
displaying
touched
the
me.
behavior of somebody who touched you. So
No, that's
you
what
can
you
yell,
displayed.
get
Why are you
mad,
bringing up somebody
insult,
touched?
over talk,
Oh,
yell,
truthful.
insult,
Find your G
divide.
spot, bitch. Find it.
Yeah, there you
Go
go.
find it.
You're still not
Reach up your
addressing
ass and find
you're
it.
still not
Reach your
addressing your trauma.
find your G spot, bitch.
I would
Stop
address
talking
your
to me.
trauma. Address your trauma.
I would address your
Address
non-existent
your
dick
trauma.
and your non-existent G
You
spot.
do this because you're
I would.
traumatized.
Oh no, baby.
Yes, you do. It's
No,
sad. It's sad. Yes, you
no,
do.
you're sad. You know what's
No.
sad? The fact that your
What's
mother didn't
sad
have
is that you're
enough
traumatized in
self-esteem to
doing this.
close her legs.
What's
That's
sad
what's
is that
sad.
you're traumatized in doing this.
Truth,
You don't like it, but you
truth,
are.
truth,
That's why you're
truth,
doing it. You don't like
truth,
hearing it, but that's why you're
truth.
doing it. And you're getting more
No,
mad.
no, I'm not mad. Nobody's mad. You are though. I'm not
You're getting
mad.
angry that I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, no one's
Yeah, see?
angry.
You're traumatized.
No
TD,
one's
who traumatized you?
traumatized. Nobody's
Yeah,
traumatized. You're
you have all
currently
the behaviors.
traumatizing me because
There
your
you go.
voice
You're
is
going to insult
disgusting to
now,
listen
right?
to.
Because you're traumatized. You want to insult people.
Nobody's traumatized. You're
Yeah, now you want to
traumatizing
ask
me
what it
because
is. You know exactly what it
nobody's
is. You're
traumatized.
traumatized.
No,
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
why
come
no.
you're
up to
doing this.
prove the background?
No, I
Yeah,
don't
he
have to.
came up to prove.
Traumatization of the
Okay,
behavior
can
is
you
what's
mute
going
him?
on
Because
here.
I can't talk and I'm not going to talk
He
over
doesn't
him.
like it. He doesn't like it. Traumatized.
I
Can
mean, we
you?
don't
Can
like
you?
Traum-
you, so.
I
Yeah,
know.
truth. Shut up.
Traumatized.
First of all, I'm because you're not going to shut up and you're going to
You're
keep talking over me. That's why I'm having you muted.
Dude,
Truth.
dude, dude,
The only reason why I'm traumatized is the fact that your
traumatized.
mother decided to not to post her
So
likes and to have you in my face. That
admit
is
that.
why I'm
Admit it.
traumatized because of you.
You
No,
admit
you're the reason why I'm traumatized because your mother didn't close her bitch ass legs.
it's true.
That's why I'm traumatized.
You have nothing. You
Crawl up your mother's
the
vagina. Shut up.
insult. Nothing traumatized.
Crawl up your mother's vagina, bitch. Shut up.
To be clear, that he said he's a
Insult.
40-year-old grown-ass
Trying
man
to
who's fighting
insult.
the
He's not
mute?
40. He's a
Traumatized.
oh
The others, because
no,
the
I'm
others.
bullying you. I'm bullying
Traumatized.
you. Because
Bullying
you're a
you.
weird ass nigga. Shut up.
Traumatized.
Oh my
No one's
god. Really?
traumatized.
You're
Why are you
traumatized.
projecting your bullshit onto me?
See, you keep
I'm not
trying to
traumatized at all. You're projecting
traumatize.
your bullshit onto me.
Trauma.
I don't need you to project your bullshit
Keep
onto me.
pivoting.
You keep
You
pivoting.
look.
You keep pivoting. You keep using.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah, because
Traumatized.
you're traumatized.
Traumatized.
Because you're traumatized.
Absolutely.
I feel
Yeah,
like he
because you're
just learned this
traumatized.
word today and he's really excited to use it.
Behavior.
See the behavior? Call? Yeah, because your cause the three of you are traumatized. Three of you, they're acting the same way. Yeah, problem. Yes, TD, you're what? You're so hostile. You're so hostile, but yet your bitch ass is still up here talking to me. You're so fucking hostile. You're traumatized, TD. TD, you're traumatized. You can say it 50 other times. I don't care. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. I don't.
It's not the only way. Ah! Ah! Hello. Welcome back. Let's pop up off the screen. Share the live. Don't make me get Pepino. Um, David, I had to force quit the live. I had to force quit the live. Um, the mods were having issues muting people, so they were messaging me on the back end, and yeah, no banana. Welcome, Choke Raid. Hi, Mookie. Oh, remember we were talking about the to-do list yesterday? One major thing on the to-do list is I gotta book flights. Gotta book flights because if I don't book flights, how are we supposed to get Meaty Boy up north? Hopefully they're not too expensive. I probably should have done that first. Yep. All right. So we didn't finish our tiny dinies, so I kept that goal up. No, I didn't run. I had to restart the live because the mods weren't able to do their mod powers. It was a
Yeah, my
glitch.
shit glitched out and the whole thing was not great. It showed me that everybody was muted, including Alina, but clearly nobody was. Um,
Mhm.
Actually, I'm going to mute Truth Teller because their weaponization of trauma, of the word itself, is fucking disgusting, ableist, and as somebody who's literally studying to be a therapist, pisses me off on a personal level. So, eat shit. Thank you. Like, if he comes up, cool, but in the chat, blah.
Mhm. No,
I
you're
know men
good.
ain't shit, but there have to be better ops than that. Like, the bar is in hell.
Mhm. And if there aren't better ops, then we
I
can
know.
talk about canceling Mao.
What? Oh. Where are all of his lawyers? We need them immediately.
Let's see. I still can't believe that Deb refuses to transport Meaty Boy.
She went through a lot. I understand her drawing that line.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. I know. But for her own safety or sanity, I guess. Francis says,
I can't imagine though carrying a 20-pound cat all over the place.
I mean, all we have to do is coordinate his adventure time up to choke. I'm sure we have enough goons that we could just hand him off. Make a little railroad.
I feel like most
Hey,
of the
Kiki,
goons are
you
on the
got your main
left.
back.
Like most of the goons are like Texas West. Like we don't have a lot of goons like between me
In,
and that's why I'm
in the
saying
middle
like if I
bits.
because normally I try to go to Massachusetts for my birthday
Mm-hmm.
unless it's like too expensive and then I don't go. But so I have I can get the time off. So if I go up there, then I can just take them with me and then just pay like the additional fee or whatever. It does
Yeah,
suck
Lady
though that it
Tuesday.
has to wait that long though.
Yeah. Ugh. Today is Monday, and it doesn't feel like a Monday. It feels like a day that has been canceled,
It
possibly
is
rescheduled for later.
doesn't feel like a Monday. It really feels like a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Mao, what are you doing, Mao?
So it's been thunderstorming nonstop here today. So I'm like, obviously, it's just time to go back to sleep. Thank you.
Oh, what part of Florida were you in, Steph? You should tell me. We will. probably be trying to do a goon meetup when I'm up north. This might as well, because it's not fair that I'm just gonna meet Choke. Unless, what if I like was like, I'm not gonna meet Choke. I'll leave Meaty Boy on a bench
Like,
outside of your place. I'm so shy, y'all. I don't think you guys realize how shy I am.
so I was like, I think the requirement needs to be goons have to adopt in order to meet you. You know?
Like I'm gonna be so shy.
Yeah, you're definitely super shy. Steph, I'm in Texas.
But yeah, we won't be posting about it obviously publicly. It'll be like just
Mhm.
just against I'm not interested in doing a public meetup. I don't want any of the ops to
She's gonna
know where I'm gonna be
throw
at any
panties
time.
on. Elena might just toss Meaty Boy, like, underhand granny style at you and just keep running.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to heave him because I definitely can't throw him overhand. He's heavy.
Elvira, I love you so much, but I'm about to mute you for that.
Like a tour. The hair color that my stylist uses is the Pulp Riot shade Aquatic. I'll set up a drop spot for you.
Catphobic.
That'd be so funny. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm excited for him. I hope that it works out. But see, like the good thing is like even if it doesn't work out, like I can just well, I don't know. I don't know if my mom would be down. My mom would do it, but I don't know if my stepdad would. Like Joe could just drop him off. I remember my parents' house um until they lie down.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of hard to hide. I don't know that he can be hidden.
No, yeah, he's not. He's not an
I could
easy
just
one to keep
picture him like
undercover.
going up and down those like wooden stairs, like boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
I love him. But see, okay, so if you look at his frame, he's not like my tuxedo cat. My tuxedo cat is so tall, he looks like he's walking on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
Meaty Boy's low to the ground. He has a little short tail. Like, he's not meant to be a 20-pounder. He wasn't even meant to be a 16-pounder.
Nah. But when he does the stretch and plop, I'm a fan of that.
It's like he does a little.
Ooh, this will be fun. Uh, fine. Love, can you tell us your age, please, and what part of the background you disagree with?
Find it funny how when they brought up your trauma, you restarted. You guys doing this for trauma reasons, and you guys had to
How
restart.
old are you, and what part of the background do
Isn't
you
that
disagree with?
crazy? You guys are traumatized. I told you in
Are
the
you
last live that you
struggling
just
with the
canceled,
2 prompts?
and you stopped the live and had to
What
restart
part of the
because
2
you didn't want
questions
people in the
confused
chat
you?
agreeing.
Was it your age? Have you
You didn't
forgotten?
want the,
Were you taught how
want
to
the
count?
people in the chat agreeing.
Or
So
what
you
I
part of
disagree
the
with
restarted. You
number
ran
one.
away.
background?
I told you you're all traumatized and you ran away. You restarted a live because, and then Elena
Oh,
came up in
please,
live
Hugo.
and said something about how they had to do something or something, but
Yeah,
then
this is
admitted
the
it
same
a couple
You
guy
didn't even
seconds ago.
because
remember.
So you guys are lying.
You
You're
he's
trying.
so obsessive since he was muted in the chat.
Yeah.
He came back on an alt. That's
mhm.
selfie.
Well, you're
I disagree with the first one.
traumatized bullying people. That's what you're
Traumatized
Ooh,
doing.
I'm
bullying.
traumatizing
What does that
people?
mean?
Is that
Yes, you
why
are. In fact, when I
the
told you last
background
live,
triggers
you
you?
guys shut off the live and ended it abruptly because I was telling you and the chat was agreeing. So you're going to do
No
that
one in the
again?
chat agrees with you.
Well,
Hold
in the
up, hold
last
up.
live,
No, no, no,
you
no, no,
ended it
love, shut up.
abruptly
Hey,
because,
let's ask the chat.
handle.
Everybody in the
No,
chat,
this is
if
a whole
you
different chat
agree
now.
with love,
Trying to
put
play
a 2
game
in the
now,
chat. If you
but you're
disagree with love,
traumatized.
put a 1 in the chat.
Traumatized. This is a whole new chat. It was going bad for you in the last live.
This is the
You
Was
exact
ended
it?
it
same
abruptly.
chat.
Why did you
That's how
end it
chat
abruptly
works.
when I was
I
bringing
told
up how
you.
traumatized you guys
I
are?
told you
Why?
why we ended it.
Because
No,
you
you
don't.
didn't. You
Shut the
lied.
If
fuck
I
up,
You
didn't
said
want
love.
you
two
to ever
different
come
things.
back, I would have just blocked
Said
you.
two different things. You did block it. I came back on this account, so you're lying again.
I
How
didn't
many
block
lies are
We
you
you.
muted
gonna
you.
tell?
We didn't block you.
No
How
one,
many
you're
lies
not
are you gonna
blocked.
tell?
You
Yes, I
sat
am.
in
How
the
many lies are you gonna
requests and
You're
tell?
then you
not
left.
So
blocked.
many
You're
lies. This is what
muted.
traumatized people do, and then they come up here and bully people like you're trying to do. Seriously, get some
What are you
help. Like, are
doing?
you guys okay? Who
What are you
bullied
doing
you?
right now?
Who bullied you?
What are you doing right now?
Traumatized you? What
Nobody
happened? You guys
traumatized
want to
me.
flip it to me, but you're the ones who are running away from it, starting lives over and over again. It's insane.
If I was running away, I wouldn't have restarted.
Yes, you already started because you didn't like what the chat was saying and how they were agreeing with it. Why are you guys so traumatized? Why are you doing this to bully people? That's the real question. I know you want to flip it to ask me questions, but you're going to have to go and
Oh,
answer that
thank
question for
God. Hey,
yourself.
love. I have some great news for you.
There's
No
someone with
one
nervous
literally gives a
laughter.
fuck what you have to say. Like, take your
W
projections
Jasmine.
somewhere else. God
Jasmine
damn.
said not today. Jasmine said kick.
Like, crashing in is embarrassing. Crashing out that long is, like, how do you have the energy for that, like, to be that embarrassing? Good God.
Yeah,
Like,
I disagree
Hugo
with the
here
first one.
just waited patiently. You're a champ. Why do you have the shit? Is this Radio Shack from yesterday? I've
It might
never
be.
heard that
Yeah.
buzzing in the background before. He said yeah. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, but listen, I disagree
What
with
did we do
the
to
first
deserve
one.
this?
Have a high body count.
Ah, Goons.
I don't
I'm gonna
have a
be
high
honest with
body
you.
count though. That's the funny part.
This feels like
As I
This
said,
is why
right,
Ren's not here, y'all, because Ren knew. Ren had a
new.
feeling.
bring the coward here. Who is Ren?
I don't know what you're saying. I can't understand
I
you.
said, bring that guy here.
What guy?
The dude who's always
You
here, man.
you
The
had a
one with
day.
the
You
grey
had 24
PFP.
hours to fix your mic, or find a phone from the last 5 years.
You had like 25 years to fix your weight.
Y'all, please. I know if there's anyone in the chat who can understand him. Feel free to
I said
translate.
you had 25 years to fix your weight.
I heard wait. I think he's trying to do the
You had
whole body shaming
25
thing again,
years to
as if
fix
I
your
Listen,
weight.
it's
as if
not
I give any fucks.
getting closer to the microphone is not helping you. Pull it away.
Yeah, it's the same dude who was like
If you're
chewing on a
standing near
cicada
a
yesterday.
speaker, move away from the speaker.
Can
What?
you hear
Yeah, and
properly
like
now?
it's wild amount of feedback. A spirit box. He's just from the other side.
Oh no, it's because he said he was using the like free headphones that they give you on JetBlue.
I never said that. I definitely never said
Unplug
that.
your headphones. Just use your speakerphone.
Say, love, you're not even blocked now. You're back in the requests.
But here's
Like
the
a
thing, right?
psycho.
Why does it matter if we have the body count preference? Why does it
I
matter?
literally can't understand what you're saying. It's so muffled. Like, do you
He
like?
came back the next day.
So you're telling me you can't coherently hear a thing?
It just goes like this.
I was like, can y'all hear my thunder? That thunder is thundering.
Gotta be some. I mean, how can you not hear me? I thought you guys were hearing me perfectly yesterday.
No, no one was hearing you well. It's very muffled. It's got feedback. Then you have the shit accent on top of it. It's really really challenging.
You mean the original accent?
I like Scottish accents, though.
I don't consider
love them.
Australian to be the original accent.
This is not Australian. This is London.
No, you're definitely from Australia. You don't need to lie.
I'm
I
definitely.
thought
I've
it
never
was
been
New
there.
Zealand.
I've never even been there.
Are you a
What kind
Kiwi?
of crap is it?
Is he a
I'm
Kiwi?
from London.
I love saying
Most
that.
Kiwis are like
'Cause
better
I love
behaved.
kiwi fruit.
I'm from
I like
West
kiwi
London.
birds.
But listen, man, why do you really have such an issue with the body count? It's just our preference. You're just not my type. That's it. Don't take it personal.
Hey, Elena, what color should I do under my eyes today?
What are you doing on the lid?
The lid is just like normal shading. It's very
Okay.
natural.
You know what I'm gonna say.
You know what, guys? Yeah, I think I'm just
It's
gonna
always gonna
drop
be
because you guys
green.
can't hear me, right?
It is
Love
If you
always
can't
green.
hear me,
You
then
are a sticker for that.
I'll come back tomorrow with a better mic. If you guys are here,
You don't have to. It's okay.
I just want to disprove you, innit? And I
You
can't
don't have to
disprove
come
you
back
currently
tomorrow. It's
because
all
you
right.
can't hear me. You know, I don't have to. You're right. I don't have to at all. If I have
It's
time,
okay.
when I'm free, I'll do it.
You don't have. Don't worry about it. You don't have to.
Gotcha, man. I don't have to, but we'll see. Take care, though. You,
How kiwis carry their eggs inside them. Oh my
I
god,
gotta
y'all, look at
take care.
God. I don't know what he said because it cut off so bad. And I know I was going to be like, try to be clever. That's right, he was supposed to be spending the day looking up insults on ChatGPT. You didn't even do that. What the fuck was he doing with his time?
What is this
Bro,
timer for?
not it.
What was I supposed to be doing?
At 4 o'clock Texas time? I don't know. Buzz Aldrin is good.
You guys hear the birds in the background? I got cat TV playing, and I am watching it.
That's what that is? I was trying to figure out, because usually if like Ren's here, I'm like, oh, she's outside.
He
But
gets
she's not.
excited like when he sees it.
It's so cute.
Like when he sees me start putting it on. And then when my
Oh.
husband goes to like put something on and like he goes to put something that's not cat TV, I'm like, do you not see how excited he is? You gotta put cat TV on.
So why are you trying to cancel Mal if he gets his cat TV?
And sometimes my husband pretends like he's like hunting too, and then Mal gets excited and gets next to him and like pretends to like hunt the stuff on the TV.
They're so cute. Oh my god.
I would love to get on camera, but I think my husband will kill me.
Still good.
It is Mal's world. Right. So I told you guys yesterday that I'm creating a 30, I want to do like a 30-day challenge. I'm making myself a 30-day challenge. I used to do this all the time. I used to do all kinds of like 1 year my New Year's resolution was to daily vlog and like push myself to daily vlog, and I actually did it. I did it beyond a year, and that shit was hard. So I think I'm gonna do like a 30-day glow up challenge. And so I've been putting together the
Ooh.
stuff that I want to do for that 30 days. It's perfect because it's like start June 1st, do 30 days, and it's right before my birthday. So we will see what else I add to
That sounds
this.
like a fun build up to your birthday.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
Like all the things, it's like a lot of all the things that like I have and I always forget to do because it's not on a fucking list. So like face masks, I never fucking do face masks. I love them. I have a bunch of them.
I do
So
face masks for funsies. It's good for honestly my mental health, probably better than my skin, but meh.
mhm. And like I never do this stuff because I'm like, oh, like when I think to do it, it's like not a good time. But if I like planned it out, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally sitting for 20 minutes every time I feed the kittens multiple times a day.
Yeah.
So like I just need to put the face mask on for remind myself to put the face mask on. So like, yeah, stuff like that.
That's
Or like
actually
doing
not a
like
bad
this
idea.
the scalp oiling. Like I never remember to do that. So
The what now?
and drinking more water and stuff. Those are kinds of things I'm thinking about.
Elena, don't tell anyone, but what is scalp oiling?
Oh, it's just like when you put like scalp, like just like an oil on your scalp. It's supposed to help with like hair growth or like repairing your scalp. I want to get better about it because of all the bleach that I put in my hair.
Oh, I didn't know
Like
there
it
was a
dries my
term for
scalp out.
that. Cool.
Mhm.
Just massage it into your roots, but scalp oiling. Okay.
Mhm.
I was afraid, I was like, is there something else? Shh, beans. Keep a secret. Goddamn.
I don't know who Jeffy is, but he kind of scared me with all those
All the shares.
shares. But yeah, so
Don't
once
break
I
if you believe in
finalize
things.
what my 30-day glow up is, I'll do a little video. And then you guys can maybe do it with me if you want to do it with me. We'll talk about it in the Discord or whatever. We'll motivate each other. We'll see. Maybe I'll do like 3 versions, like a soft, medium, and hard, so that like people can do the one that like fits them. I'll make like a little. Now I'm adding so many things that's gonna make it so much harder for me to actually get this finished.
It will, but it's really cute.
That's a cute idea, yeah.
Oh, Jeffy looks like a winner. Man, that
Ew.
Thunder said, fuck y'all.
Yeah, I'm glad some of you guys love that idea. Okay, cool. I'll post that here.
It really is cute.
I've been thinking a lot about like my platforms and stuff like that. And I do miss doing some kinds of beauty content. So
Yeah, and I will say that, like, a lot of the stuff that I've learned through just watching TikTok or checking out on Pinterest, but that would mean that I have to know the terms to know what to look for, and I obviously don't. And you teach me things. I didn't even know what a lip stain was until you. Thank you.
really? Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
Choke was like, I mean, then it's implied what it does. I was like, yeah, but I didn't realize you like paint it on and then you peel it off. That's cool as hell.
That's newer. They used to just be
Okay.
like they would usually the way that it used to be was they were very alcohol based. So they would just dry,
Oh, yeah. I was like, and they dry the
which is
hell out of you
obviously
then.
going to be super drying on your lips. Um, but stains have always been around, like the Benetint and all that stuff's always been around. But the peel off stain, that's a new one, which is nice. It's less drying.
Hmm.
Aw, you guys need more leniency. Here's the thing, like I want to post more and do more beauty content, but like I wish that this account wasn't like where all the political people are. Like I wish they were all on my backup account, the not a real leftist account. But like it's impossible to shift everyone over. So this account is going to keep being like a hodgepodge. But ideally, this account should have stayed mostly like beauty and lifestyle because that's what my Miscellanea Mania YouTube is, and like that's which I want to revive that as well. Because I've been watching YouTube, y'all, and YouTube is lacking. All the like
Yes, yeah, it
beauty
is.
girlies left YouTube. And I miss watching long form beauty stuff. So I got to revive that channel.
Uh, ris- risky edits. Gross. I'm pro Thunder at this point.
Yeah, Midnight, it's really hard to grow a following on YouTube. Um I think at my peak I had like 15,000 subscribers. But you really don't need that many to like as far as like to get like PR and stuff like that. But I'm gonna start posting my Instagram. I also made a not a real leftist Instagram. So that'll be like I'll post like little clips from that. I know the thunder sounds so good. Love thunderstorms.
Yeah, it's a going in Texas.
Yeah, Princess, I've been doing content. This will be um actually we're coming up on my 10-year. I started in 2015. 10 years. Um but I find it very hard. Like it's much harder nowadays, which is wild because I have so many more like tools at my disposal and so many more skills, but it's so much harder nowadays than it was back when I was like single. Because I used to just put makeup on, take my ADHD meds, and ride out through the evening. Just I had my list, my shot list, and I would just film, knock out videos. But like now it's like I've got every so many people that need me. Hubby's bored. I'm like, go do something, read a book. Like, what do you mean you're bored? What do you mean you're bored? Go do something. And then the dogs need to eat and they got to go outside. And then the kittens and the cats, and then the Mao is chewing something. It's like there's so much noise all the time. And I'm just so accustomed to like that YouTuber mindset where like everything has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I can't film today because it's not hair wash day. My hair's not super clean. Or like my nails are out grown out, or there's too much noise, or I gotta clean like my house and my setup and all that stuff. And then by the time I get everything done, I'm like too exhausted to film. But like that was like the whole point of these apps. They're supposed to be less produced, but it's very hard to get out of that mindset.
Yeah, I get that. All right, I'm gonna let this person up, and we might all regret it.
See, I've considered having someone edit, like even paying an editor, but like, how do you communicate what you like? How do you communicate how to edit your videos? You
Probably by finding the styles of what other styles of editing that you like, so that you can have examples to build off of, and then just give directions and tweaks as you go.
No one wants to
just
follow you guys. You're traumatized. You're
Oh my
traumatized.
fucking
No one
god,
wants to
you've
follow
already
you
been
guys
paid to
bullying
kick.
they paid to
people and
kick you,
being
dude.
What a
victims.
fucking loser. What the
You know what's
shit?
traumatizing? When men don't understand consent. That's traumatizing.
He is unwell. It's like for someone so focused on, again,
Oh no,
weaponizing
you're not gonna
actual
follow me,
mental health
bud. Uh-uh.
verbiage. Fuck off. Oh no. That is unhealthy at best. I get that he probably literally just wants attention because he doesn't find it anywhere else in his life, and that's why he's acting out in this capacity and trying to focus on uh, anyone else's trauma or triggers than his own. But this ain't the space, brother.
Yeah, he did just say that no one wants to follow me, and then he followed me.
Yeah. So when I tell you, I was like, projecting isn't just a term to throw around willy nilly. People do it very innately, and clearly he is. It's not a good coping mechanism in his regard because it's making him act out in a socially dangerous way and clearly develop fixations, which is problematic.
Are not good.
That ain't shit. This is why y'all, even my straights, who are like typically I date the men's, try not to. Just
Oh,
don't.
Jamal, you
It's not
missed a
worth it.
weirdo just now. It's not
Three
this. It's not the
times.
weirdo you're thinking about. It's another one.
Don't we have enough? Don't we have enough of the weirdos?
My y'all, um, my biggest op right now is filming a bunch of shit and never editing it. When I tell you, I filmed my entire Christmas tree setup and decoration, and I never got around to filming it.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god,
editing it.
Alina. You did so much. You do so much at Christmas, and you
Mm-hmm.
filmed it and then never. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Now,
you
to
are
be
your biggest
fair,
op.
kittens were dropping like flies.
That's true. It was a very rough time,
It was a very rough time.
truly.
But yeah, that hurt. But I have like when I tell you I have external hard drives full of content, full of content,
Christmas in July. I'm here.
never
Well, it's
edited.
Florida. Who can tell?
Because now I look back and I'm like, okay, well, I can't post that because either it looks old, obviously, like it doesn't look like me. My hair color changed, so it's
Which is,
obviously like not new content.
it's still new content. It's just not current day. James, what do you mean you're a Scrooge?
I was like, he's saying he's anti-Christmas.
I mean, technically I am too. I do winter solstice, but still.
Mortal enemies. How can you hate twinkle lights? That seems.
How can
Maybe I should. You know what? Because it's almost done edited. Maybe I should just put out my Christmas in July. I'll just call it Christmas in July, and I'll just put out my
you
fucking
love it?
Christmas tree. Set like.
That's the thing. I was like, Halloween is better. So like Christmas in July helps me get through July in Texas and look forward to the coming winter again.
Okay, my melted down.
Yay.
But you guys gotta promise you'll watch it. Like it,
Of
comment, and
course.
share.
Whenever I forget one of those, it's Shadow's fault. He's probably locked in another dog food container trying to unalive through a very embarrassing means of unaliving.
So Mao is my biggest op as well.
I thought that's who you were gonna say until you said yourself and then explained it.
You guys saw when I was trying to do an unboxing. He was literally pawing at this makeup bag trying to get stuff out of there.
As he should. There are pretty things in there.
There are pretty things
And
in
he's
here.
hidden.
By the way, this is the I just posted a video about this, the duochrome liquid eyeshadow. You guys know I love these e.l.f. ones and they're very affordable. This is the shade Cyber Pink, and that's what I had on my lid in the most recent video that I posted. It's pretty. Love it. It's very rare to find these kinds of like mermaidy, like duochrome liquid shadows that actually lay well, because Stila came out with this like a million years ago and I was so excited, and when I tell you that shit just like when you put it on your skin it just like separated.
Is
it
that
was
e.l.f.?
so it was so bad. Yeah, this is the e.l.f. one.
I love e.l.f. so much.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the most 80% of what I put on my face is e.l.f.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So if you guys are interested, it is linked in my most recent video and I get a little commission, so it's a win.
Ooh. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, all of these I bought my own. I bought all of these for my own money. Like all of these I bought on my own money. I used to be
I
on
like to buy
e.l.f.'s
things with other
PR
people's money,
list,
though.
but this was back when like e.l.f. had like some okay stuff, but like this was like 10 years ago. But like nothing that was like that spectacular. This is before all the like the grippy primers and all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't really use their products that much, so I'm not on their list anymore.
Ah.
Now Ren comes through.
Damn it, Rin.
She missed all the excitement.
Oh no. Honestly, good for her.
Well, I also posted well, I don't think I've edited yet, but this is like, you guys know how much I love Art Deco shit. So I was looking for like Art Deco rings, And I found this one on Etsy, and now the Etsy seller is on TikTok Shop. So this is actually linked to my showcase. So if somebody wants this, please buy it from my showcase so I can get a little small commission. But I fucking love this ring so much. I love Art Deco stuff.
Heck
That's
yeah.
one of my wedding rings are like that vibe.
What did I miss?
You missed a weirdo making coming on 3 different accounts to say that we're traumatized.
Like non-stop. Didn't breathe.
Oh, that's weird.
It was weird.
Hmm.
Hello, littlest Rin.
She's outside playing with her friend, so that's why I'm stuck sitting outside.
Aw.
I'm outside too. You don't hear the birds?
Oh,
I'm outside too. You don't hear the thunder?
yeah.
And Radio Shack came back too.
Same, Adrian. I love it so much. Well, I think these are also in my showcase. I'm also wearing these in my most recent video.
Zushi came back?
Yeah, but on a different account, which is weird because his first one wasn't blocked, you know? Or even muted.
It's hard to tell, but they're gold and silver, like toned. So it's like cute if you wear mixed metal stuff. I love these. I love the brand Purple. I've been buying them ever since Amazon. Don't This is not real. This is not jewelry that you take showers in, y'all. Just so you know.
Which is fun, Tori.
I believe it is gold plated, but still, you don't shower in this. People are like wearing it, showering it, all that stuff, and saying like, "Oh, it's rusting." No shit. You're not gonna get
That's a shame
real
though.
gold earrings for $14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Reset your gift though.
She was a fairy. Yep, yep. She was a fairy.
It's very catchy.
Hmm. I saw a video of like a little cat inside one of those like hanging planter things with that song
Aww.
playing, and the cat was just like spinning around. So that song, she was a fairy. Yeah, with a fatty and a baddie. Oops, I didn't mean to bend that. Oh, Jesus. I think the ops are busy barbecuing, which I don't blame them. If I had a grill, I'm not saying I would be barbecuing, someone would be barbecuing, probably not me. What else?
Mm.
I would love some, like, I don't know, ribs, a burger.
Okay.
Something.
I particularly love how much rain and storm is happening here because it also means that there are no jackasses outside doing fireworks fucking randomly, stressing out all of the neighborhood
Oh,
animals.
I forget that people do fireworks today. I'm not looking forward to that.
I don't get why. I don't get why. I guess I'm not fun. But uh,
Look,
someone else
Of
heard
course,
some
Mike is
last
grilling
night,
steak.
and I was like,
I heard that
thank you.
Mike is going to host a grill out for us for our meetup.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Even in the rain, it's lame as hell.
Gonna host all of us.
That part, princess. It's because they'll fire off other things besides fireworks in Texas. A bunch of
They
idiots.
do that here too.
Should they do that here too?
I hate it. Thank you.
And the hard part about where I live is if you go right across the border, if you can get both of those activities, fireworks and the other ones,
Yeah.
relatively easily.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. People here like they do fireworks like right in their street, in the street. So like in the neighborhood street. And they'll do it like one time the corner house was doing it. And mind you, like it's right off of like a main street. So people are driving like 40, 45 miles an hour and they're like, whipping around making that right turn. And the corner house is doing fireworks in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
I've like almost driven over like fireworks about to go off multiple times and I cussed the fuck out of them. And there was another house that was doing it right on like they lived on like a turn in the neighborhood where there was like everyone all the people go right and then on the other way they all go left. There's no stop sign, nothing. And like they're the corner house. So people
Mm-hmm.
are like whipping around. It's people don't think about anyone else other than themselves because they're like setting it off, they're like lighting it and then running away because they don't want to get blown up, and they're not realizing that cars are potentially going to drive over this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Theo. You seem to have some thoughts on the background. Would you like to share with the class?
Yeah, I just USA doesn't like women. Like I don't understand. Like
I
we
really
live in
thought
one
it
of
was
the
going to be the
free.
guy again.
I was braced for it, honestly. It's okay, Theo. We're
I
just
thought
happy you're you.
it was going to be that guy.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be any more palatable. But to
You're
be
already
to
speaking in
be
full sentences, so
determined.
that's a win.
I just like I know the U.S. is not perfect. I don't know anywhere that is. But like in a country where I can wake up and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing and I'm gonna go live a life of just sitting on the beach and selling bottles of Coca-Cola. Like the freedom is enough in itself. I don't.
Mm.
Nothing is ever gonna be perfect, no matter where you go. Like, why are we always got to
Yeah.
crap on our own home? I don't understand it.
Can
Oh,
I ask you
totally.
can I ask you a question, Theo?
Yeah,
Let's say you live in your house, right? And your kitchen is a hot mess. And you can cook in your kitchen, but you know that there are improvements that can be made in your kitchen. Will you just say, well, it's okay because I can cook in it, or do you remodel your kitchen?
it depends. Do I have the resources? Like, do I have more things that I would take priority over my kitchen? Like, hey, sometimes I'm grateful to have a kitchen.
Okay, and that's a fair point. However, my bodily autonomy, my rights, and my freedoms, I don't think it's unreasonable to want more. Do you?
Personally, to be honest, when we're talking about the topic of abortion, I really
Mm-hmm.
do stay out of that conversation because
Mm-hmm.
I, I re- I'm not gonna say I see both ways, but first of all, you could call it misogynistic, call it whatever you want. I'm not gonna tell a woman what her experience is like or what she needs to be doing. And I feel vice versa about women that talk about males' experiences. So I stay out of that. And if that's something that they come to that conclusion, I'd probably still stay out of it because I just don't think I could speak on it. But I know that's a big deal, but where I think women were at before, we're talking about 40s, 50s, 60s to now, it's like, hey, there was still progress made, and a woman still can wake up in the morning and do the same scenario I said in terms of I want to be this for the rest of my life, and she can go do that. So I just we can't just focus on the negative all the time, to say
Which
that
women
we
can?
represent women. Hmm?
Which women can do that?
I think any adult woman could decide what she wants to be. She can go be it. She has the ability to do that. She can go pick what she can go apply for whatever job she wants. She can start a career in whatever line of work she wants. She can date who she wants. She can. I mean, like, it's America. It's not perfect, but
Yeah.
I just think we disrespect that.
So, do you think that women in Georgia could do that?
Yes, the things I described, especially, yes.
All
Hmm.
of the women in Georgia?
Yes.
That's funny. Because I can think of at least one woman in Georgia who couldn't even do the bare minimum. She couldn't even get basic hospital care. And then once she became brain unalived, then they just due to the laws, they started using her as an incubator, her corpse. So
But
I
see,
feel like you can just go move to a beach and sell the Coke bottles.
I
It's
could
almost
in
like your healthcare matters.
I could in any example, like any example at any point that somebody was trying to make, point
Mm-hmm.
to multiple isolated incidents and say, well, this is why it can't be done when you got a
Isolated
bunch of other
incident is
incidents.
wild.
I'm saying how many women are getting the health care they need just because it doesn't fit that scenario.
Hey
That's
Theo,
not valid.
Theo, there are
30%
thousands
of
of
white women?
women not there are thousands of women not getting the health care they need because of laws that men made.
Are we still talking about abortion right now?
We're talking about women's health care, period.
Yes, but this is what you're not talking about a woman that has cancer. Are we talking about abortion in this instance?
But cancer, we can go down that path too,
They're both
Theo, if you
healthcare.
want.
They're both women's healthcare.
But you're talking, but there's not laws on or people trying to make laws on how they're going to treat cancer. So that's not the same thing.
That's not true.
That
That's very not true.
if I have cancer, right? Let's say I'm not a woman, but if a woman has cancer, the conversation right now when we're talking about women's bodily autonomy is not about that. We can at least be honest and say that that's not what this conversation
No,
harps on.
But it
we're
is.
talking about medical treatment of women, like Ren is saying. If you have cancer and you have symptoms of cancer, then when you go to the doctor listens to you because you're a man, and then you get diagnosed that much sooner. Women, however, get brushed off, say it must be hormones, it must be stress, it must be that time of the month. You're being hysterical, you're over exaggerating, it's your anxiety, it's allergies. Just go back and take some Tylenol.
Lose weight.
Every time. I always
Well,
forget that one, but it's
I'm,
such a quick default.
let's say I concede to that, right? I'm not going
Okay.
to act like there are not things that women could strive for to make things more equal as than they are, right? I won't act like there are not times where they're disenfranchised. I'm not going to be dishonest.
So
I'm saying
if
I
that's the
think
case,
it's
what is your disagreement, darling?
my disagreement is it's we why are we still not looking at progress that has been made, and instead of saying this country doesn't like them, well, this country's got work to do, but we're doing better than a lot of other places.
But see,
No.
okay. I'm gonna give you a trigger warning to anybody that's in here. Theo, I'm gonna give you a analogy that I want you to actually engage with. Okay.
Sure.
So, do you have any sisters or woman cousins?
Yes.
Okay, sister.
No, woman cousins. I don't have any
Okay.
sisters.
So let's say your cousin comes to you, and this your cousin, like you love her down, right? And your cousin comes to you and she says, "My boyfriend is yelling at me. He taking my money. He cussing at me. He calling me out my name." Is your response to her going to be, "Well, at least he's not whooping your ass"?
Probably not.
Okay, then. So you understand that just because another place has it worse does not mean you don't deal with the material conditions of where you live.
That I think if I haven't to some degree agreed to that when you use the example of the house, I think I'm more so saying like, why do we have to be hyperbolic in the term to say that we don't like y'all in this country?
But
I
that
think
is,
that's just the overreach.
but it's not. It's not.
If I just
The fact that you're coming up here to argue with three women about their lived experience shows that it's not hyperbolic.
no, well, I disagree with you. I'm not going to, that's your opinion. I'm saying
No, no, it's not an opinion, darling. It's an observable fact.
that's not a fact as to why I came up here to talk to you about it. That's your opinion. My
No, no,
reason I
no.
came up here,
But you are denying my lived experience. That is a fact. That's not an opinion.
I never denied it. I just think you're negating what has the progress that has been made and is trying to be made, to still say they don't like you. Like, well, what is all this for then? Because I think it could be a lot. So what was it 100 years ago? If they don't like you now, women, what was it 100 years ago? Are we going to use not liking you as the same
No,
standard?
they hated us then.
Okay, fair. At least you're changing it to say, yeah, they hated us. Okay, and now they just don't like us. Is that right?
Hmm.
Okay. If you had not made
Yeah.
at least a
To
distinction, I'd be
I was
I'd be
like,
very annoyed.
to be clear, the USA just doesn't like white women.
Yeah.
Still hates anyone of color.
That's true, but I wasn't gonna go there with him because they still hate black women, but
Yeah. I was like,
they still
MMIW is a
absolutely hate.
thing.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
putting me to sleep. This cat. Like cuddling this cat.
So I at this point we're literally in a situation where we're actually going backwards to the place where they hated women. We're not going forward anymore. We're going back. And that's why women are yelling like they are because they're like, hey, I don't want to go back.
So do me, and this is a legitimate question. I'm not trying to be rhetorical. Can you tell me, because I'm not going to assume I have it right. I want to hear it from women. Can you tell me the three biggest issues that women are facing right now that you would go to that point of saying we're going back to hating women?
Bodily autonomy,
All right.
lack of social services and things for women to have babies. Because here's the thing, you want to talk about abortion and your comments about it, but not understanding that if we had a better social system and the patriarchy didn't essentially relegate women to nothing more than incubators and blow up dolls, then what?
That's
Little
true.
chatters.
Uh,
Making fun of him. Poor Mal.
yeah. So we are like, look, we're in a country where we have a S.A.er as the leader of the free world. And I'm saying leader of the free world in air quotes because I hate that statement.
Okay. And
Gender based violence has been increasing. Women are still struggling to get diagnosed with preventable illnesses because doctors are not listening to them. Patriarchy is not just hurting women either. Patriarchy is actually hurting men too.
well, you know what? I don't know how this is going to for me, coming up here talking to you, and I've never disagreed with the things that you guys are experiencing. You said something for me that is satisfying in terms of at least there's a difference in the treatment. But I'll be honest, and I have no idea where this is going to go. This conversation is not the same, but you could lump me in with this conversation when we're talking about black people, right? I'm 29, I'm black, and we know we don't have to go through our history in America.
Theo,
But
I
the
already
issue,
know, baby, I can tell by your voice. I know.
oh, well, I
I,
don't. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just clarifying.
no. I'm
But
just saying. I know. That's okay. Go ahead.
but when that conversation comes up, and this isn't the same conversation, but I kind of take the same angle, you could say, with that conversation of, you know, what we're dealing with right now in 2025, our oppression, us being disenfranchised, and I say to myself, by the time I was 18, and I was able to make every single decision I could have made for my life, all the way up to now, married with 2 children. Decision I made was because of me. Nobody made me make decisions. Nobody told me what career path to choose. Nobody told me how hard to work to have kids or not. So as I sit here now as 29 years old, good or bad, my experiences are because of my decisions. And I just don't like when we turn around and we use just history and some of the things that it's some of the racism we still face now as why I do or don't have what I want. So I correlate that same conversation with right now is just at some point like when I was talking about a woman being able to, start a Coke business, our choices and what we're doing have to play a part, because all of my choices were mine. No white man or no sky daddy did any of that. That was all me. And where I ended up, where I am now, that's because of me. And I think people talk otherwise. Well, no, that's because of the system you're in. No, nobody made me do anything. So I don't like when I point the finger at the country or who the president is. It's like, no, they weren't around when I decided to leave college after 2 years and go into sales. And like, that was all me.
Okay, but here's the problem with what you're saying, right? What would have happened if they had made a law against salespeople? Would you have had the same opportunity, regardless of what your choice was?
Not in sales. No, I wouldn't have.
Right,
No.
you had to find something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that means your choice was affected by the law.
Yes.
An
Yes.
avenue was closed to you because of the law, right?
Yes. But I
Okay,
still, to
so
some degree, have to pivot, right?
welcome to life. Yes, everyone has to pivot. I get it. However, I should be able to make whatever choices I want, just like anyone else should, and that should not be changed with the color of my skin.
And I
It
don't
shouldn't
think
be
me and you have
changed
to make
with
different
my
choices.
gender. It shouldn't be changed with my sexuality. It shouldn't change with my disability. None of that should change.
So raptured. Yeah, raptured. If me and you are both 18 years old, round the clock back for me and for you, and I don't know what your plans were, or if you did them or not, I don't know. But let's just say me and you are standing in front of each other, and I say, I want to own a Chick-fil-A, and you say, well, I want to become a singer. In these when it comes to the decisions we're making, what is the difference between you and I in that very moment?
Well, first of all, being a singer requires, yes, hard work, but it does require a bit of luck. Owning a Chick fil A only requires capital.
Well, well. I mean, you gotta have some kind of talent. You ain't all lucky to be a singer,
But
right? You gotta go and get singing
no,
lessons
no,
and put
no.
yourself in the right rooms.
But you have to have some luck. It's some element of luck in being a performer like that. Yes. Is it going to require hard work also? Yes. But with Chick fil A, as long as you have the capital to buy into the franchise, you can get it. Period, point blank, the end.
Now, but if we're gonna walk the steps here, you're gonna have to take steps, and so am I. Right? If I'm gonna assume at 18 I don't have the 110,000 or whatever it is. Right? You've got to take steps, and so do I. And you as a woman, me as a man. I'm saying in those initial beginning steps, what's the issue with you and me? Like, this is what we do with it in that very moment. Like, if you're gonna become a singer, if I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and we made that decision, what is stopping you from doing that, and what is stopping me? And my answer's always been nothing.
But that's not true. That's not true, darling. And I'm going to give you a very simple way. Okay, let's say I want to be a singer. Like you said, I want to be a singer. I'm also a wheelchair user. So, because I am disabled, that means that I do not have the ability to perform at certain places because they're not accessible. So, it does change how I have to go about this. And
That's fair. That's a challenge you face. My challenge is
yes,
my challenge is at 18 I'm broke. Where am I going to get the money? Right? So you have challenges, so do I. Even though we get to make the
I think
decision.
your problem that you're having, Theo, is that you're assuming that a person not having privilege, a person not having things stacked against them means the um having privilege is the absence of hard times, right? That's where you're assuming. You're assuming. You're assuming that if you make your choice, nothing else is affecting you. What happens if Chick-fil-A decides we are not going to franchise to any black people? What you
So
gonna do?
so yeah, that I would completely, Chick-fil-A is out. Doing that with
Right,
Chick-fil-A,
you
I
have
could
to
not do.
do something else. Right, and that's what we all have to do. That's not unique. It's not unique that people have to pivot. However, that does not mean we do not call the bullshit out when we see it.
Okay. And y'all have given me more than enough time, and I genuinely want to ask y'all a question, something that I've had in my mind for years, and I want to get your response from this, because piggybacking off of this conversation we're talking about, where you're faced with these challenges, and sometimes there are direct laws or real situations where there's nothing you could do. And I always take this back as an athlete in high school, growing up in a certain county where other places had more money. They recruited better because they could pay better coaches, so that if that coach is there, they're going to get better players. And then you play these guys on a Friday, and before that Friday on a Monday, you're watching them and you're like, okay, they've got the number one this and they've got the number one that, and coaches explaining all the things that make them so great. By the time you get to Thursday, the day before the game, my issue was if the coach was still talking to me about them. On Friday, I still have to go play the game, right? Like, no matter what you say, no matter what advantages they have, what do you expect me to do? Not show up on Friday? So instead of talking about them so much, we know what they have and what they've got, and we know what. Got to sit here and say, all right, what are we going to do? And that's always been my issue with that conversation.
But don't you think that that's what people are doing every day?
And that's where me and you disagree. No, I think there's more talking about that team that has it all, and not, all right, we understand what we're
So
faced
how
up
are
against.
people surviving? Like, how are people going to work? How are people living?
I,
Like,
I,
aren't they still going to do the material necessary things to eat and to pay their bills and things?
yeah, but surviving
Okay.
is in my analogy, is going out there and just waiting till the clock hits zero and get smacked around. I don't agree with that. I don't think there should be
But
surviving,
who are you to decide what's good enough for somebody else?
because if we're gonna complain about it, then we
No.
clearly are not happy with it, right? So if I'm saying, if we're complaining about something, then what we're doing and what we're talking about isn't getting anything done. Why are we
So
still
by
doing it this
saying the
way?
USA doesn't like women, that's just complaining.
No, I don't think. Well, let me backtrack. I don't want to have to repeat myself. I think the progress that has been made for women, and these conversations being prevalent more and more every day. If they really didn't like women, we would not be where we're at, and you wouldn't be making any progress.
So what's your
Like,
No, we're
solution,
not.
Theo? We're,
But
we're
you
not making progress.
but
But
you,
what's your
we're being
solution?
regressive, not progressive.
I just, when, how long have women had the ability to go get an abortion, regardless of the term?
Yeah, that's the point. Is we just got knocked back 50 years. We have a woman being used as an incubator after she has expired in present time, and that is not unusual. We have women being hunted and tracked in the South. Thank you, Texas. We have women being put on being charged with felonies because of miscarriages. We have escalating DV rates. We have a growing wage gap. The thing is that when you tell women to be grateful, to be happy about where they are, it implies that their frustrations, criticisms, struggles are unnecessary or exaggerated, and it's a form of emotional silencing. So I know we all want to get along, and we know that if you overcame your barriers, then hell, everybody else should. But that's not how life works. Not statistically, not in reality, not anecdotally even. It suggests that any discomfort that women feel is invalid simply because things could be worse elsewhere, and we don't play the oppression Olympics. It deflects from actual injustices by focusing on comparative privilege rather than eliminating what is causing the harm. And the idea that we are reinforcing the individualism over solidarity is really problematic rhetoric. It's the idea that everybody succeeds or fails entirely by personal merit, which is provably false.
Bullshit.
It is provably
Bullshit.
false in a society where we have deep systemic inequality.
I strongly disagree with you that that's
Okay,
provably false.
how? How?
Now
I
everything else
need
you
you to
said,
explain to me how.
ev- every
How?
How
everything
did you
else
just
you
say that as
said,
a black man?
because if we're looking at things case by case, right? You said how did I just say that as a black man? I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at every one of my friends that I'm still in contact with from middle school, high school, of all races, and I look at everything that they are doing, right? Some of them went to go play sports because they were that great. Some of them went and got a job at, or started a pressure washing business. Doesn't matter. My point is, everybody had the ability to make a decision, and that decision reflects on what we're all doing right now. It had nothing to do with a system in the time that we made that
No.
decision, because we all could have made whatever decision. We all chose to do what we wanted to do or what we thought made the most sense. Nothing stopped that decision. So that's why I disagree with that in terms of
Lots of
I'm
things stop the decision, like the things that are offered up to you change the decision
but
Is it
okay, a friend of
generational
by
mine.
wealth,
the people
gendered
that
labor
are that you
expectations?
raised under, or your counselors, or whatever they're offering to you are the decisions that you think there are. I didn't even realize that going out of state for college wasn't a thing, because no one around me was going out of state for college. My family didn't, my sister didn't, and it wasn't until a friend of mine came down from Brown and was like, why aren't you applying to schools out of state?
but
If
but
it
but
wasn't
you
for her, I would have never even thought that was a possibility for my life.
but although you didn't know because of your environment, it was accessible, is my point. It was
But if you
accessible.
don't know it
How?
exists, then it's not
That's not,
accessible.
that is you not knowing information. And I'm not saying disrespectfully to you. This sure applies to me in my journey. Us not knowing information. The information is out there. And now somebody may not have put it in front of us, or maybe we weren't in the environment to see it, but nobody stopped you from getting the
Hey,
information.
Yes, they
hey,
did.
By
hey,
Yes,
not
they
hey,
did.
giving you the information, it is stopping you from
But it
getting
was
it.
accessible.
hey,
It
Theo,
was
No.
not.
Theo.
Societal
If a
gatekeeping. That's
building
a
has
thing.
a ramp, but I have no idea where the ramp is, and I can't get to the ramp and I don't see the ramp, is that building accessible to me, or is it functionally inaccessible?
It. I really don't think you're gonna like my answer.
You're going to say it's accessible. No, it's functionally inaccessible.
But so this is the conversations we have when we talk
What's the
about
key word? What's the key word in that sentence?
functionally,
Functionally
because you can't see it.
inaccessible.
Is that what you mean? Because
And
because
because
you
I
can't see
don't
it.
know it's there, I don't know it exists. It's theoretical.
But they
Wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one get full first. Like, come on. I'm wishing for accessibility.
but okay, us money. We all graduated high school or went to college or GED something, right? And we all have that conversation now about not learning about money and interest and all these different things when we're in school. My thing is,
I
do, do,
did.
do we? Well, okay, that's great. But in my classes, the things that I learned about money as I became an adult were never taught in my schools. Right? It's unfortunate that they didn't teach these things in my school, but there were libraries with information that was there.
But
Now,
if you don't know what to look up, you would never know.
but that's so you're saying ignorance is a defense.
Uh,
Well, go ahead, Bill, because I'm
Theo,
going to
let
be
me let me hit you from a different angle, beloved. You said you black, right?
Yes.
Okay, so am I, black and indigenous. Now, I'm gonna take you back, right? We're gonna do a little bit of history, right? Before the Wahite people came, right, and trafficked us across the ocean, we had doctors, we had scientists. Are you there, Theo? Your screen is paused.
Yeah, I'm just responding to my wife in the text. We're
Okay.
making.
I just want to make sure you can hear me, baby. That's all.
I got you. I'm listening.
So we had doctors, we had scientists, we had scholars, right? And then we get trafficked across the ocean, right? Now, have things improved since then? Abso-fucking-lutely. But like one of my friends says, if we look only from things improving from slavery, then every improvement looks like liberation when it's not. So even though there's been improvements in the past, not so much now because we're going backwards when it comes to women's bodily autonomy, women's health care, and even dealing with issues in the Black community. Everything is going to look like improvement if you start from a certain timeline.
That's fair to say, like, the standard is super too low, if that's what we're talking about. That's fair. Okay. I have a hard time. I don't know what's difficult about saying, regardless of, like, right now, I'm living in the present, and we're talking about information, and we're talking about things being accessible, and I don't what is not accessible
I can
versus
give you a
back
good
then.
example. So for women, right, and this isn't even the like the abortion, right? This is women's general health care. For women, if they decide that they don't want to have children, A, they're chastised for it, and B, they are told, well, you're too young, or you don't have any children, or what if you decide that you want, your current partner wants to have children? I had to wait, and I had to fight for 2 years to get it through the VA because I'm also a veteran. I had to wait until I was 37 years old. I fought for 2 years to finally be able to get my tubes tied because I didn't want children. Whereas a man, all he has to do is go ask his doctor for a vasectomy. Oh, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ain't no problem with that. Go ahead. That way you can go out and dick down whoever you want, spread your seed, get multiple people pregnant. Meanwhile, women, we're only capable of getting pregnant once a year? Like, but you guys can get multiple people pregnant. And so there's that double standard on top of it. Y'all can do what you want. There's no laws stopping men doing things with their body, but there is laws for women to not be able to do things for their body. And if they aren't laws, they're unspoken rules in the healthcare system. I would encourage you to read the book Medical Apartheid.
I've heard some of these things before, and that's why I'm not. If you guys notice, I'm not combating these things because I've heard them so much before. And back to the
So
original thing you said
if
from
I
the beginning.
hold on before you go down this path. So if I'm understanding your point is
Thank you for the gifts, y'all.
we need to be more optimistic, and we need to look
Yeah,
at the
we gotta
good
be
things.
positive.
We have to be positive about the improvements that we've made, and we need to realize that it could be so much worse, so we should be happy where we are.
That some of that what you said is right. Just to briefly clear up the bottom end of it, when I'm looking at USA hates women, I'm saying
That's
why a statement like that doesn't make me feel like anything that has been done is
That's
has
not
been.
even what it says.
Why would I be
Oh, I'm
happy
sorry.
with
I'm sorry.
canned
I'm sorry.
meat when I've tasted steak?
What you need? Oh, okay. You can grab them. Sorry. My son was trying to get something out of the car.
You good?
Go ahead. It's open. Go ahead. No, we're not going to
Yeah,
do
Brittany, that part.
that. We're not doing that
It's
today.
about how he feels.
Um, what you just asked me a question. What did you say?
I did. I said, why would I be happy with canned meat when I've tasted steak?
Because now because now that comes off, it just sounds like we're there's always going to be something for us to be able to point to say
so why not
we do not
strive
like that
for
and we have to change that. Like
so why
at
not
any
strive towards better?
I'm not saying don't try for better. I'm saying if we're not going to
You
acknowledge what
are.
has taken place, then it doesn't seem like it's in the right place to me. Like, okay, if we're not going to
So we
acknowledge
should
what
stay in
has
our
been done.
place.
That's not what I said. I'm saying acknowledge. I mean,
It's
like I'm doing it right now
implied.
as a
It's
29
implied.
as a 29-year-old
It's
black man.
implied.
I'm doing it every day.
It's implied.
I'm
You
I'm
can
I'm
see it,
acknowledging
but
what I am
it's the
able to do right now.
implication. It's the implication.
But
You
I'm
are
telling you,
implying that women should be happy that they have anything.
I said what I said in terms of to say that the country does not like you is an overreach because of what it has already done.
Okay, by
Like,
your feelings. Because you have women telling you that this is the case. So by your feelings, you're saying, "Nuh-uh."
Pretty much.
it's just it seems to me
Why does it make you uncomfortable that women say that? Like that, let's dig into that. Why does that make you uncomfortable for a woman to say the USA doesn't like women?
because
Why does that make you feel some kind of way?
because like I said, it been done
Nobody
already.
has negated that. You are making an assumption that is not in evidence. We didn't negate the fact that we have had some improvements. What I am saying to you is, why do you feel so triggered by the statement the USA doesn't like women?
Because that statement seems to ignore what it has done to help women.
Yeah, this is a
I'm not
lost
triggered by it, by
cause.
the way.
Who's
I'm not
done?
triggered by it, by the way.
Who's done things to help women?
The country? I mean, we were talking about suffrage. Like, how far back do we need to go?
Okay, wait. Okay, let's go to suffrage.
This country, this
Who
country.
got the right to vote during suffrage?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Who got the right to vote during women's suffrage?
You're talking about first things first, white women.
Oh, okay. So then, when did black women get the right to vote?
I'm not. I can't give you an exact date.
Son of a biscuit eating bulldog.
I would be wrong to give you an exact
The
date.
Voting Rights Act in the 60s, darling. In the 60s.
Okay.
So, your logic is flawed. And I'm going to tell you why. And somebody posted this in the comments, so shout out to whoever said it, but I'm not going to scroll back up. So, are you saying that Schmittler and everything that he has done, that is negated because maybe he at once upon a time fed some kids? Like, you see what I'm saying?
That's
That
just
logic
another
don't-
overreach. That's
but
another
no,
overreach.
but it's I'm using hyperbole to explain to you how your logic is flawed.
But it doesn't. It's not even analogous though. That's why that
It
doesn't make sense.
is.
It's
It is.
so when he did everything that he did, was he still here doing anything afterwards, or did the man well, supposedly, who knows, depending on who you talk to, pass with the same ideology, still doing what he was doing, affecting people years after, even after his death? He didn't get to go on a podium and say, y'all can give me the chamber and let's change this and let's change that. That's an overreach. We have history of saying we got that wrong. Let's fix this, y'all. Let's make some changes. And even right now, and that's where I guess we can end there. I don't think we're getting back to that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. No, because that man, when this next term is over with, things are going to go back to somewhat normalcy. This is not going to go on for the next 10, 20 years. This is not. We're not sliding back to that. You don't know that. So you think we're just going to repeat exactly how we were? I, okay. Oh, and we y'all. Okay.
Hold on, my brother.
I just y'all don't have to give me that much more time. I disagree. I don't think we are going to go back 150 200 years. I feel like that part of that would have happened to some degree
It
in
already is.
2016 to
Also,
2020.
you're saying that it'll get better in the next 4 years, but that's presuming that you are still here, and you probably will be, but a lot of us won't be
I
because of
might not be.
this.
I might not be.
Exactly.
When you say a lot of us, what do you mean? Like moving, leaving the country, or passing away? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Passing?
Yes.
Why would you? What would it give you that indicator that you would not be walking
What
the
part of
like
women
me?
being hunted in the South confused you? What part of poor medical health care for women, especially of color, confused you?
Oh, you're talking
What
about the healthcare.
the Medicare being cut and thousands of people are going to lose health care, which is going to cause people to unalive, don't you get? What part
No,
of over what part of there's a high percentage of people in this country that are disabled and are already relying on very limited amounts of services, and now that's going to go down even further.
the insurance being cut is a scary thing. I'm not gonna, because all you're gonna do is people are either extremely going to suffer or other people are going to make decisions to put themselves in a different income bracket. And most of the time, because of how hard
Hey,
that is, people
hey,
are going to suffer for a very long time doing to that.
the
Oh, he thinks
ableism,
that
the
the poor deserve
ableism,
to
the
suffer.
ableism is not gonna work for me.
Cool. Great.
Like I muted you because the ableism is not gonna fucking work for me.
That didn't make any sense to say poor people are going to suffer and die. Like I didn't.
I
You
didn't
what
just
you
say
said?
poor. Hold on, nobody just said poor people.
She
What
did.
about disabled people?
Yeah, but
And guess what? A
I
lot of
already acknowledged
disabled people are actually poor because Social Security don't even pay enough for people to pay their bills. Your privilege is showing.
Did you say my privilege is showing from being a man?
Yes, and being able-bodied.
Yeah, but that's we just like we acknowledge where you're born in this country or who is in your lineage. That privilege does exist. Nobody's denying that.
So your view on the subject leaves a lot to be desired because it does not take in the whole of the people you're discussing.
But I'll do this.
But what?
That's just disrespectful. I will do this. I've been nothing but respectful to y'all the whole time, whether you agree with me or not. I'm saying right now.
I don't like ableism.
I'm
Like, you've been
saying
respectful as you center yourself and walk through a patriarchal lens and tell women to stay in their place and then
no,
pull out our ableism too. That's
no.
very respectful. Thank you
I
for
just
using
don't
the correct
understand.
tone.
I don't understand why. If and this is the same conversations I have with when we talk about racism in America and with white people that are racist or don't refuse to acknowledge racism. I don't want any money from them. I don't want them to cater to me. I ask for acknowledge the history and acknowledge why things are the way they are. I don't need anything other than that. That at least lets me know, yes, these things took place. Yes, this has a major reason why things are the way they are. I'm not about to do nothing for you, but I understand why that happened. I'm saying why can we not acknowledge what America has done for women? That's my problem. Like we don't have to sit here
Gentlemen,
and
we're
say we're
back in the
good, we're
same
good.
place.
Why do they need a
That
fucking
was my
cookie?
problem. That, that, that,
Why do people need a fucking cookie for doing the right thing?
Because at some point, if you're not going to acknowledge anything positive they've done, maybe they'll stop, and maybe you'd have a
No,
bigger issue
because
on your hands.
being told to be grateful is a tool of control. It is a way to encourage compliance instead of change. That's why. Because the bare minimum ain't shit.
Man, I'm just saying, we live in America, man. There ain't no bare
And we
minimum.
don't even have the bare minimum anyway.
That's okay. Hey, I appreciate y'all's time, man.
All right,
I'm gonna.
guys.
Oh.
He said in America,